All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Thanksgiving week, and if you've been following along with the channel, then you know I have a lot to be thankful for this year. Matt Canada has been fired as offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But more in line with the context of this channel, I've caught some of my biggest trout this year, probably 2 of my top 5 bass this year, and of course, we got this guy down. You didn't think I could let you get an episode in without seeing him, huh? But also, I just want to extend a giant thank you to anyone who's subscribed to the channel so far and shared me to other people that also might enjoy it and just generally got involved with the growth of this channel. Now, unfortunately, due to the weather outside and this being a holiday week, it doesn't look like I'm actually going to be able to get out and film anything. So instead of doing that, I wanted to make a video about my top 5 wild game recipes in the spirit of Thanksgiving that you could potentially make for your friends and family this holiday season. I'm going to try to have this video done and out by Wednesday night, and that'll be the video for the week. And hopefully next week we'll actually have some decent weather to get out and get some either hunting or fishing content in. So regardless, here's my top 5 wild game recipes that you can make for your friends and family this Thanksgiving season. Some of these I've done for the channel, some of them I haven't yet. One of them I've done on another channel. So I'll include the links in the description down below if you want to check out that recipe a little bit more in depth. I'm going to start things off with a fried dove recipe. I did make a short on this, so that'll be down in the description. Or maybe I'll link it up if I can figure out how to do that. But if you have any dove breast left over from the season still sitting around in your freezer, kind of got tired of eating dove poppers every other day, give the fried dove recipe a shot. It actually is my preferred recipe for cooking dove. I'll be quite honest with you. I love jalapeno, bacon wrapped jalapeno dove poppers. When I fried those dove nuggets, changed my life. I love dove hunting just for the challenge of the wing shooting. And I'm incredibly thankful this season that I actually had one of my better seasons. Moving on. This recipe is going to be one that I haven't done for this channel, and I actually haven't had a chance to participate in for a couple of years now. It's shake and bake pheasant. Pheasant is just an incredibly fun species to hunt, and I really do want to get back into it. So probably next season I'll wind up buying a pheasant stamp. But regardless, the video I have linked for this recipe is on a previous channel that a buddy of mine and I had back in college. So I'm going to look a little bit different, probably going to sound a little bit different, and the filming's not going to be as good. But the recipe is still fantastic. It's an easy way to cook pheasant. And in all honesty, it's quite enjoyable. It's still one of my favorite ways to prepare a pheasant. So if you have any pheasant kicking around in your freezer, you want to empty that out, or maybe get someone a little more interested in some wild game, just to give it a try, this is a good recipe to do it. It's a familiar recipe for most people. A lot of people like shake and bake chicken. So if you say, I made this with shake and bake, they might be a little more inclined to try it out. Chances are, they're probably going to enjoy it. My number 3 recipe is probably not one that many have laying around, but it's one to probably put on the list to check out for next year. It's a little recipe that I like to call chuck roast. It's basically just a roast groundhog. Well, I guess it's more of a stew than a roast, but the point stands. If you're doing a little pest control in your yard, maybe for a farmer, or you just really enjoy hunting woodchucks, give this recipe a shot. As a hunter, I definitely prefer to eat what I kill over just wasting it, and I do believe that this recipe will surprise you. The first time I ate a groundhog, I was shocked at how delicious it actually was. They're easy to hunt, they're easy to make. Quite honestly, they're one of my top 5 favorite game species to eat. I love groundhogs. Give it a shot, you might too. I also have a short on that recipe, so that link will be in the description as well. My final recipe is going to be a bit of a twofer. This is one that probably everybody has. Both of these recipes involve deer burger. And these are 2 of my absolute favorite ways to prepare deer burger. When you cook it on its own, unless it's cut with pork fat or beef fat, something like that, deer burger tends to dry out. It's very lean meat. It's generally just not enjoyable to eat as a patty. So I like to kind of circumvent that by preparing it slightly differently. If I have uncut burger that's not mixed with any other fat, just straight lean venison burger, I like to make it with a hamburger helper recipe. And there's tons of varieties out there. You can choose your favorite flavor of hamburger helper. But preparing it in that mix generally keeps it from drying out as bad. Plus it's crumbled up so you don't really notice if it's dry anyway. The second part of that is a new favorite recipe of mine that I just found this year, and that is Mountain Man Lasagna. I also have a pretty good short on that one, so be sure to check it out for the full recipe as well. So, in order to keep this short and sweet so you can get to traveling, cooking, or doing whatever you need to do to get ready for Thanksgiving, that's going to be it for this week's episode. Hope you all have a very happy, safe, and fun Thanksgiving. Click that like button, subscribe here if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.